I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Are you telling me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to another episode of It Came From the 80s, hosted by the Nerf Herders. It's a gathering of old friends who try to stay cool in the 21st century while reliving our childhood dreams. I'm your host, Carter, and joining us as always on the podcast is Ray, the critic after the credits. And rounding out our trio is Jason, the token millennial resident nerd, and that jackass that won't shut up. So guys, what's on the agenda this week? All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome again to another episode of the Midlife Crisis Matinee, hosted by the Nerf Herders. We snuck in the back door of the movie theater and up the stairwell past the security guard and snuck in to watch another one of Jason's classic 80s movies. I don't know what you want to call it. Jason picked, a classic 80s jump scare movie before there was such thing as jump scare movies, called April Fool's Day, and it's how fitting that we're actually recording this podcast on April Fool's Day. So I'm gonna start off by saying I like the movie April Fools. Jason.
Yeah, you suck. Hey, I like this movie, okay? I enjoyed it a lot, and I say that because I did not watch this movie until probably 4 or 5 weeks ago. My wife Kelly recommended this one, so haters are gonna
Kelly
hate.
pick.
It's a Kelly pick. It's a Kelly suggestion. I picked. She suggested. So let me kind of break the movie down for everybody. One, it was filmed in like 1980 or released 1986, so mid 80s. Cast of people I have never really heard of. Some of them went on to do some great things. Some of them not so much. It's got Thomas F. Wilson in it. Anybody know who that is?
Biff.
Yes, we have Biff, Mad Dog Tannen in it.
Who even knew his name? Just call him Biff. That's his name now. That's it. It's just
As
Biff.
soon as I saw it,
Mad
I was
Dog
like, hey,
Mad Dog Tannen.
Yeah, Mad Dog Tannen will work too. Go ahead.
It was funny. I was watching the movie. My wife was just talking about it, and Kelly says something. I was like, "Hey, it's Biff," and she's like, "Who?" I go, "Back to the Future," and she's like, "Oh yeah." So, what's funny to me, I was digging through all the film credits and stuff. He's the only one that really got any type of career in acting, any kind of acting credits, because everybody else really, they've been nothing I've ever heard of or seen before.
The one guy that the guidance counselor said would never amount to anything, he was in summer school. Mark Harmon, I remember him.
Yep.
The girls, I can't. One of the guys was in just one of the guys. He was.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I see that.
And then the girl, not Buffy, but
and Buffy. Muffy.
The short blonde, dirty blonde hair. She was in a couple other movies, but yeah, for the most part, it was a no-name cast.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, I went into this movie watching it. It looked like it's just a traditional 80s slasher film. The whole premise of the movie, again, just let me break it down, is it's a group of college kids, 8 of them. They go to a friend's mansion on an island for April Fool's Day, and they think they're just going for like a relaxing, fun weekend. And however, the trailer kind of gave away too much to me, because I figured out kind of what was going on pretty early on, just because I've seen that type of movie before. But I was very disappointed how much the trailer really gave away. But end up everybody starts dying and being murdered. Nobody knows what's going on, and then you come to find out Muffy has a twin sibling named Buffy who has escaped from a mental institution, and she's killing everybody. So that's kind of the whole premise of the movie. And then it comes to find out at the very end of it, it's April Fool's. Nobody died. It was her creating a business opportunity out of the mansion to rent it out to people as like a dinner theater type thing, but it's a weekend experience. So I actually thought, because how it ended like that, I was like, wow, okay, that's pretty impressive. It had that M. Night Shyamalan twist kind of thing on it.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
Yeah, it
Don't say
did. It did. If you had to think about it, that's what M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong does. I didn't like how they did the acting for Muffy, because in the beginning, the first night they're all there, they're having this fancy dinner, and they're all goofing around and laughing. She's all put together. The next morning, it's supposed everybody thinks she's the same chick, but like her hair straight, it's all frazzled. She's very pale. She's very it gives you the opinion, okay, this is not the same person, but everybody's like, oh, she's just fine. And then all of a sudden it's like halfway into the night, they're like, oh, wait, she's not the same person. I figured that out within 15 minutes. I was watching, I looked at my Kelly and I go, hey, she's got a twin, doesn't she? And she goes, damn it. I was like, what? I figured it out. And then, of course, you find out at the end it's all fake. So I enjoyed the movie. I thought the filming quality was pretty terrible. The acting quality was they're pulling pranks on each other left and right throughout the entire movie. They're taking like a barge over to the island, and they act like they're fighting and throwing a knife. One of them throws a knife in the other one's gut, and they think he's getting hurt, and he doesn't. But then somebody falls off the dock and gets his face halfway smashed in, which that was real, I thought, right?
No.
That was fake too? Oh.
That was fake, yeah.
See, I thought that one was real.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. So I give it at least a 1.5 thumbs up from a Siskel Ebert standpoint. I give it a C-. I would probably let my kids watch this when they get a little older, but I actually was pleased with this movie. So Carter, you didn't like it. What did you not like about it?
Well, it came out in the era where there was real slasher horror films like Friday the 13th, The Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween. So all the classic horror films were already in their prime in the mid 80s. It didn't really do anything to propel that genre. The concept behind it, yeah, she's trying to find a fun way to keep the house going is okay, but I mean there was a lot of plot holes in her narrative that I just one at the very end the guy's trapped in a broom closet by one of those little simple latches. He's like, oh, Ron, I love you. I can't get out. I'm like, I'm busting through that.
Yeah, I was going to say that at some point you have the mama strength that comes out of you. Where
right.
You Hulk smash.
And I mean, all of the murders, they were just real contrived. You could tell when somebody was going to die. There wasn't that scary aha jump scare, action in the movie. It's like, oh, this is where they're in the well, they're dead, or she's over here, sobbing to herself on a rock, they're dead. I mean, what I thought when I first saw it was, way back, or what I saw it last time was, I remember the ending. I remembered how they got to B. I remembered B. I just remember how they got there. I thought that a lot of those people were actors, and they were playing a prank on somebody, and I couldn't remember who it was. Like the tall guy that was, I want to meet your dad and work for his company, and then
yes, Muffy, I want to work for you.
Yeah, so I mean, I thought they were, and then the little blonde girl who was acting the part of,
stereotypical hot chick that was kind of snobby.
Yeah, I thought like some of them were all actors and they were playing a prank on one particular person. I forgot the ending, but it was on the unbelievable scale. It was way up there. So.
Yeah, I agree. I'll say this. Apparently, looking at some of the just random trivia about the movie, due to the light amount of violence, it got frequent late night airings, and it has a huge cult following. So obviously, this is one of those movies that has stood the test of time to an extent. I think again, this falls into that category that I love of, it's so bad, it's kind of good, but it's still bad. For me, the all the dead bodies, as soon as I saw them, like, those are all mannequins. They're not real.
Yeah.
So I was like, how do you believe, like one, I was like, man, these are terrible props. And then at the end you watch them, like, these people are terrible at thinking these are real bodies. So whatever. Well,
and then, Tom Wilson, when his character gets off, it's like, I'm out in the woods, I'm by myself. And then the snake, and, obviously the ferry driver says has happened. I just happened to be walking by, or he actually could have died by the snake. So, I don't know. It was cheesy.
So Ray, what about you? What's your verdict?
The movie was horrible, right? So let's just go there. The movie was horrible. But to your point, I think this is a horror movie. Just should be like my first horror movie. So if you want to introduce your kids to horror movies, I think this is a gentle way to do it, right? Because it's not too gory, it's not too like sexually overt, but you do.
There was a sex scene in the film. I mean, she was incredibly flexible. Yeah.
Yes, I did notice that. I looked at Kelly at one point. I'm like, whose leg is which?
But every horror film has the one obligatory sex.
Yeah. I'm saying that's what I'm saying though. It doesn't. It's not like on was the Friday the 13th where every time a teenager has sex, then you know what I'm saying, they get killed, right? So it's not it's not every scene or every other scene. What I'm saying is
the death scenes from horror movies that Scream dude did.
Yeah. So like I said, so in that case, you can just fast forward past that scene. I would show my 6-year-old this, and she'd probably laugh at it. But overall, no, the movie was dumb. I'm sorry. Like the situations they got in that they were like scared about, I didn't understand. The one where they were in the well, right, or at the well. And dude goes to put the pail down there, but loses the pail, so she climbs down there. Like, she's screaming for help. Why not just pull the rope down with you so you could help pull her up? Like, I didn't understand that. Like, I need help. Put the rope down there. Or you climb down with the rope. And he could have went down 1 or 2 more rungs to help her. He's like, reach. And then she's tripping because she's seen all the mannequins in the water.
You mean dead bodies? Those aren't mannequins. Those are dead bodies.
Yeah, those are mannequins. So I don't know. Now I will give them this. It's a cool concept to think that you're trying to trick your friends into basically them not knowing that they're in like a murder mystery. So that was kind of cool. And like I said, I think this is the first movie that's ever done that. Like we're trying to play I liked her idea behind it. Hey,
yeah, I gave you that.
This house. Yeah, I like this house. I got to keep up with this house. So I figure I'm just going to do this. But you would need more people involved to pull off what she tried to pull, not just like 3 people, right?
Yeah, you would need like 6 of the 8 people have to be in on the joke.
Right.
And, hey, we're going to pull this prank on Jason and Kelly, and everyone has to act the part. You just can't show up and pull off something like that just holistically. There's too much chance.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like that, and whoever's listening to this, maybe somebody one day will buy a house and make kind of like a B&B, a scary B&B. Like if you could like sell that as, hey, you want to trick one of your friend couples, bringing them here. You know what I'm saying? A group of y'all bring someone here and then do that. I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But overall, the movie was horrible. Like,
do you think they could remake it better today?
If no one ever seen, I think you can make it if no one had ever seen what it was, or if it was truly like a horror movie, like Nipsey and Muffy or Buffy or whatever her name was. Like if she really was just out to kill people.
And Buffy.
Them too, both of them. Yeah, then maybe. But once you spoil the idea, then it's kind of a wrap. Once you see the end, it's kind of a wrap. But I did like the very end, where she thought she got her neck cut, and they showed that. Knife. That was kind of dope.
It was that was back at her for the D move she pulled about the abortion. Spoiler alert.
Right, that was the dopest part, right?
Yeah.
Of the movie. I thought that was kind of cool, and you just see how, even though I don't know, I guess maybe you would think if you felt blood coming down your neck, or you felt something coming down your throat got cut for real. But that part was cool. But the rest of it, nah, I'm cool. I mean, Biff saved the movie. That's it. If it wasn't for Biff, I probably wouldn't have watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes, you could remake it. And
how?
Well, it's very simple. You follow the basic principles. However, without going too far down a rabbit hole, I want to see Jordan Peele make this movie.
Ooh, that would be pretty good. I think it's something he could pull off.
I'm just trying to think. Well, maybe because I just saw the movie, right? And I know the ending. You would have to do something different, right? Like I said, it would have to be something where
Well,
like no
okay.
one
I
knew.
mean, yeah. Imagine A to B, the ferry ride, all that. You could pull that off. You could have
Yeah.
special effects guy. Oh, I'll just drag it by boat, by hand and tie it off in the dock and all that. Okay. I mean, yeah, that whole part was stupid. Pull that off. I mean, about the only thing you have to take out of the equation is technology. So
Yeah.
cell phone. There's no cell reception out here on the island, so your cell phone does absolutely nothing except take pictures and is a flashlight. I think you could pull this off in modern time. It's a modern day telling of Clue or this movie again. I mean, it's just a jump scare movie.
Yeah.
Friends
Okay.
friends on an island, deserted island. April Fools, haha. Yeah, I think you do it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it could be done. I would be interested to see somebody could pull it off and do it successfully, though. I mean, from a number standpoint, when this came out in '86, March 28th, it was domestic gross all in was 12 million.
What was the budget?
And it doesn't say.
Oh.
Opening weekend was 3 million. Now, when you look at some of the charts and stuff for 1986, this is number 65 on opening weekend, it says. For yearly R-rated movies in 86, this was number 26. So, I would have to say to an extent, at some point at that time, I mean, it seemed like it was a pretty successful movie, too.
What other does it list other horror movies in '86? What are we running up against?
Let's see here. I don't have horror movies. I have yearly R-rated. So let's just see what that pulls up. So in '86, the number one movie was Platoon, followed by Aliens, then Ruthless People, Down and Out in Beverly Hills, Color of Money, Stand By Me, Cobra, Heartbreak Ridge, The Fly, and then
Fly.
About Last
Okay,
Night.
so Fly would be a horror movie. You can
Yep.
call that.
Children of a Lesser God,
No,
Friday the 13th, Part 6.
I couldn't tell you which one that.
Hold on.
Jason
Are
kills a bunch of people.
we have hold on. We're talking about horror movies, right? So I got
Well, yeah,
a
I'm
list,
just-
right. You talking about
86.
Yeah, 86 horror movies. We got Fly, Aliens, Critters, Night of the Creepers, Beyond, Maximum Overdrive, Henry, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, Deadly Friend, April Fools, Poltergeist 2, Jason 35, Chopping Mall, The Hitchhiker,
There's some good movies in there that year.
Psycho 3, yeah,
The
Slasher
Hitchhiker.
High.
Which one was
Hitchhiker.
The Hitchhiker when the dude is just people let him in his
Hitchhiking
car
and killing
kill him.
people.
Yeah, we got Vamp. So no, Little Shop of Horrors. That's a great one right there.
That is
Truth
not a
or-
horror movie.
No, not a horror movie.
Little Shop
So-
of Horrors. It's
No,
got
that's
horror
a musical.
It's got horror in.
That is
in
a
the-
musical.
It also
and
has
it's
Rick
not-
Moranis in it, so it can't be a horror movie.
BBC
And-
more. Truth or Dare.
It's like the Chewbacca defense. If it has Rick Moranis in it, it can't be rated R.
Right. So no, it doesn't look like. And then like it's not really anything.
I mean, so
stupid.
Aliens and The Fly, obviously
Troll.
the big budget
Yeah.
horror / sci-fi movies of '86. It's not anywhere near those movies, but it wasn't bad as far as horror movies go, I guess. I mean, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, that's a movie right there.
Man, that's a
pick.
best.
I love that movie.
Did I say
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2?
Yes,
Yeah.
you
Did I? I'm looking right now. I didn't believe I said that one. I said Poltergeist 2,
did. You said Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Psycho 3. I'm looking. I don't believe I said Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If I did, I must have misspoke.
All right.
Yeah.
So totally off the cuff, not part of the plan. What
Okay.
horror movie messed you up the most? And you can have top 3.
That's easy for me. Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, Freddy Krueger is my number one scariest person in the world as far as cinema goes. That movie, dude, you have to go to sleep. Like you have no choice. You have to go to sleep. So what do? Like you can't do anything against him. right? Like he's powerful. You have to fall asleep. So yeah, man, I couldn't do it. I was
And
like,
how many people have
me.
control over their dreams of what they want to do?
Me.
No. I mean, how many times have you had that wet dream growing up where you're like, no, oh, and you wake up and you can't get back to it. But when some demon's after you wake up and fall back asleep, it's like, hey, right here, waiting on you. Did you get you a drink? Did you pee? Okay, good. Well, I'm here to chase you some more.
They're to scare the crap out of you the rest of your life.
Yes. I'll agree with that.
So Nightmare on Elm Street for you, Ray. Anything else?
No, I could like everything else was like child's play.
Oh man, oof.
Yeah, compared to Nightmare on Elm Street, dude, I've never been so scared. And again, it's not that. Yes, Freddy was an iconic, scary villain, right? And as he got older, and as they had more additions to the movies, he got more playful. You know what I'm saying? Being more of an asshole, being more of a jokester. So I mean that kind of killed some of the lore for me. But the very first 1 and 2, I mean, like I said, just had me like, no, I'm shook.
So, was it? I forgot which one. I think it was number 2 where he's chasing this kid down the alley and his arms reach like to
that's number 1.
Wall to wall. Oh man, that movie scared the crap out of me.
That's the very first one where he's chasing the girl down the alley and he's talking to her and he's got his arms stretch out and touch both feet up.
Nightmare on Elm Street. You're still talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Go ahead, Carter. What's yours?
You know, I can't really recall any movies that just really scared the crap out of me. I remember going to see Poltergeist in the theaters as a kid, my mom and my best friend Billy, and he got so shook up in Poltergeist that he like ran out of the theater screaming his head off.
Carolyn.
I think it was in the pool. I think when all the dead bodies started flowing out of the pool, Billy lost his bladder control. I enjoyed horror movies as a kid. I was twisted. I loved them all. I couldn't say one scared me more than Freddy Krueger, like you said in that first one. Michael Myers in classic Halloween was a good one. Was a good scare movie. It's really, like Pumpkinhead. Maximum Overdrive. You talked about that. I mean that was. Kind of silly. Stephen King had there's a movie called Creepshow. Movie came out early 80s where there was a bunch of short stories, and Stephen King had one that was kind of funny, and then some of them were kind of serious. I don't know. Horror movies just never really got me. So I kind of enjoyed them.
Oh, okay. So I think, I said top 3. The 3 that I think messed me up the most at different points in my life were, first one was Freddy Krueger, because it was the whole you can't sleep thing. The second would be Maximum Overdrive, just because, we used to take car drives and stuff, and I'd be in the car, this is before you had internet. And you'd see that movie, and then you'd be like, what if these cars come to life right now around me? I'm dead, and I can't do anything. That freaks me out. And then I would have to say Poltergeist. It was kind of fear of the unknown, fear of things out of my control that really messed me up for a long time. And then now I'm at the point where it's like, ooh, It 2 is coming out. I can't wait to see it. And I'm gonna jump and scream in the whole movie, but it's like it's a high for me. I love it. We sit around and hide in the house and try to scare each other at our house. So it's a known practice.
It growing up never scared me, just because like
the original one never did. It's the new one that does.
The new one's
just creepy. Yeah,
the new one's good, but I don't know if I found it as scary. But I did like it a lot, and like I said, I can't wait to watch the second part of it. So it looks like it's gonna be good. But I'm actually Googling right now, like movies, like scary movies of the 80s, because Jason never really scared me. Like Friday the 13th, I never thought that was scary. Basically because I never went camping, so I wasn't really too worried about it. Michael Myers, he was always after old girl, so I knew he wasn't coming after me. As long as I left him alone, he'll leave me alone. But dude, I'm sorry, Freddy, just sleep, dude. You have to sleep, and he's coming to get you in his nightmares, all because of what your parents did. And they're jackasses for burying him and keeping his glove. Like, that glove is so iconic. Like, so to bring up Jordan Peele again, they're talking about like us and like some of the things that inspired him. And, I'm not going to give anything away, but, the people in red, I'm not going to say what they are until people watch the movie. They have one glove. And he said, hey, I did that for some of the iconic figures in the 80s, one of them being Freddie. He had one glove and he had knives on it or whatever. So that's just something that brought back to his childhood. I mean, that glove is iconic. You know that glove. You know what I mean?
The glove, the hat, the sweater, the whole nine.
Right. It's just it's that face to know you got burned alive and then that's how you come back. You can control anyone else's dreams. It's amazing.
Yes. It's your child.
Sorry.
It's your child.
Yes. So for those of you who can't see, I'm sharing on the chat that we dressed my youngest up like Pennywise the clown.
Scary.
Yeah, you're wrong for that.
She walks around. It was great. We took her to an ice cream place. They're like, bring your kid dressed up as Halloween. We'll give him a free scoop of ice cream. And she walks in and she's got a little Dora the Explorer and a rain slicker. And she goes, yes, Georgie, you'll float too. I'm Minnie Penny. And they're like, here's your ice cream. Please get the hell out of here.
Yeah, you're scared.
Quickly.
We all float down here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. She'll look at you and go, I'm Minnie Penny. You float too.
All right.
Awesome.
So I'm going to name some of the horror movies in the 80s, right? So let's just go back. Let me go back here. So you had, of course, number one, Nightmare on Elm Street. The Shining.
The Shining.
I don't know if it was really a scary movie to me. I thought it was more of a psycho thriller, which was kind of dope. But okay.
I think it was a scary. I mean, here's the thing: if you walk out of the movie, you're
if
scared,
April
it's
Fool's
a
Day is a horror movie, then this is a horror movie. I mean,
Yes.
it's a psychological thriller, jump scare. Yeah.
Yeah, The Shining was a good movie, especially the
Yeah.
elevator of blood.
Yeah. Listen, I never could understand why the bear was given oh boy head. That was the thing that messed me up about that movie so much. Like that's the only thing I did not understand about that movie. The bear given the oh boy head.
I don't remember that scene.
I don't know how. It's the weirdest scene in the whole movie. Like
most of the time I've seen The Shining was on TV, so it was probably pretty.
Oh
edited.
yeah. There's this time. So Jack opens a door and there's a guy in a bear costume and he's got his head in the lap of the.
Okay, so it's not a real bear.
No, it's not a real bear. It's
Okay,
a guy in a bear
outfit. You were
outfit.
making me think it was a real bear at first. I'm like, wait, well,
Nah.
ooh.
Well, I thought it said. Well, anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that's just the weirdest thing. And then he just closes the door. They both he pulls his head up, and the other guy looks at him, and then he closes the door. It's the weirdest thing in the world. Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, I doubt that was in the book, but we can thank Stanley Kubrick for that one.
Actually, I think it might be Hellraiser. That's kind of a good one.
Oh, Pinhead. Yeah, that was a good messed up one.
Yeah. Evil Dead, The Fog.
Oh, Evil Dead.
The Fly.
Have y'all seen Evil Dead and Army of Darkness?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Ray, have you?
No, I'll probably have to put that on my list.
Don't worry, I'll make it on my list now.
There you go. Lost Boys, of course. Child's Play, which I never understood why that was a scary movie. Just kick the doll. It's not hard.
No. Hold on. Child's Play was scary because there was a real life doll called My Buddy.
Oh, I remember My Buddy. And Kid Sister.
Nope. I would go to the stores and I would not go down the aisle near that thing. That thing, now that I think about it, that thing messed me up pretty good.
So do you think My Buddy should sue Child's Play because, do you think it went down from there, like their profits?
No,
it didn't.
So?
No, I was actually trying to pull up an article about it and it wasn't working for me because it made me think when we said Child's Play earlier.
Children of the Corn. I never thought that movie was scary. I don't even know if I've seen that all the way through. Oh, the best
too.
The best scary movie, Gremlins. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Oh, I don't know why you guys got quiet. Gremlins is amazing.
It's not a horror movie. It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie. I'm glad you said that. Scanners. Never seen it.
Oh, Scanners. That was crazy.
Yeah, I've shared the meme, the gift before where a guy's head blows up. That's from Scanners.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about then. Have you guys ever seen In the Mouth of Madness? Just off topic.
Yep.
Okay.
Clive, not Clive Owen. Clive.
Yes.
Clive. What's his name? Clive Owen.
Hold on.
Clive Barker.
Clive Barker.
The Mouth of Madness.
Same guy that did like Nightbreed and Hellraiser, right? Yeah, Hellraiser.
Are you talking about the director?
Yeah, that's Clive Barker. He did Hellraiser.
Yeah, but who did In the Mouth of Madness?
It's directed by John Carpenter, and it is starring Sam Neill.
Wasn't it? It's based on a book, right?
Yeah, Stephen. No, is it? I don't think so. Let me check.
Why am I thinking Clive Barker had something to do with it? Maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, In the Mouth of Madness.
Yeah, that's a good one. Scary.
Directed by John Carpenter. I didn't know if it was scary. It's just weird. It's about a guy who writes a book that ends up coming to life, and it's weird. Anyway, I don't even know what year did that come out.
94.
Came out in 94. Yeah, so I shouldn't know. Just because we were talking about the Scanner. Didn't know if you guys had ever seen that. Anyway.
Yeah,
That's my
I mean,
thoughts.
80s. I think the 80s for me, when you look at horror movies, I mean, this will probably we'll start wrapping up, but when I think of horror movies, I think like the 80s and early 90s were great at making a horror movie that you call them slasher films because there was some blood and stuff in them, but it wasn't like horror is today where it's gore. After Saw 2, I felt like the movie genre of horror went into this huge like, hey, let's just show as much of the internal human body as we possibly can, and in the most disgusting way possible.
I think Hostel.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I felt like now, like Jordan Peele and some of these other people that are bringing back the and even with it, there's some graphicness to it, but it's more of that psychological, scary jumper movie.
I'd agree.
Right. That realism. Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the
that
where we
style.
are today. I mean, all the Annabelles and the what's that?
Paranormal Activity.
Paranormal Activity and all
those kind of creep me out too.
Yeah, but I mean, there's always that one scene. I mean, you watch a movie for an hour and a half for one split second of it's like they just toy with your emotions. But no, I mean, I think the Annabelle movies and the Conjurings and those movies have kind of brought horror films back to where I think they were in their roots. I mean, Amityville Horror came out in the 80s. A lot of these haunted house movies. Possession style movies, Exorcist. That movie scared me. I would say that, but that came out in the 70s, so I get a break for that. But I think they're paying a lot of tribute to some of those classic horror films from 70s and 80s for sure. Can't hear you, Jason.
I appreciate the 80s movies a lot more because there was that suspense and oh my gosh and kind of that led up to it. Whereas I felt like for a while, like I said, we just went through. It's like how much internal guts can we show on the screen and make people want to get nauseated, and now we're back into that psychological kind of creeps you out because could it happen? Could it not happen? Some of them are pretty dumb, like the one where they're all online and bullying each other and the person joins the chat over Skype and starts saying if you join you'll die, and if you don't chop your hand off now in front of everybody you'll die, if you don't confess what you did to this other dude or said. Those are dumb, but it's that like that it's just that oh god, yeah, stuff like Momo. So anyway,
Momo had nothing to do with any of this crap.
all right, so I picked. I think what is it? Is it whose turn is it? Is it Ray Carter?
My turn.
It's Carter's turn. All right, Carter. What is your pick going to be for next week?
Oh man, I've got a couple to pick from. Trying to do the math here. There's one in particular I'm holding for my next pick. So, staying kind of with this horror-ish genre.
Did you call the movie a horror or horror-ish?
I said horror-ish, horror.
Okay.
Or horror-ish. I couldn't tell either. It was like, man,
It
horror-ish.
It sounded really horror-ish right there. Go ahead.
I had one horror movie I was going to kind of stay with this genre, but I think I'm going to go in a different direction. And my pick for next week is a classic film for me. It's also what I would probably call a Christmas film as well. And it's a buddy cop movie, Lethal Weapon.
We're getting too old for this, man.
We are getting too old for this.
Hey Carter, I do got a quick question about Lethal Weapon. Okay.
Yeah.
And please don't make me feel bad for not knowing this. All right. So don't make fun of me.
Okay.
But you might not know. Did they put out a trailer before the movie came out, or did the movie come out and then the trailer came out of Lethal Weapon? I'm just wondering.
Great question, Ray. Great
Thank
question.
you. Thank you, Jason.
Our audience really needs to know
Our audience
this.
does need to know that.
Mm-hmm. Well, our audience wasn't also on 4 hours sleep for the past 3 days and has flown all the way around the damn country and was exhausted to make that podcast. So I think the movie came out after the preview.
Okay, just making sure. That's a good concept. I just want to make sure.
It's good to know.
Lethal Weapon.
That's a good marketing strategy. If we came out with the movie, then the trailer, I would fire your marketing people.
I cannot wait to talk about Lethal Weapon because the end is amazing.
Gosh, those are so awesome.
Hey, Shane Black. Gotta love him.
Shane Black.
Yeah, that's his name, right?
Who?
The director?
From Lethal Weapon?
Yeah, how do you guys not know who... Do you know who Shane Black is?
Yeah, he didn't direct Lethal Weapon.
Are you sure?
Not positive, but I thought it was same guy that did like Speed and those movies, right?
Lethal Weapon director.
Jan de Bont or something. No.
Richard Donner.
Yeah.
Was the director. Shane Black wrote it.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
That's part of the Donner Party.
Yeah, Shane. Yeah, Shane Black wrote it. That's what it is. Writing credits. Let's go back to.
All right. Well, let's not divulge too much into it. We got a week to go.
Yeah, got a week to watch it and rehash it. So. Yeah,
I just got some interesting facts about him, so I can't wait to talk about it.
Oh, was he one of those Hollywood weirdos?
No. He made it. Why do you say that? He made like a lot of movies, and a lot of his movies are always set during Christmas. He also directed. We're gonna talk about it now.
Okay, here you go. Looking at Shane Black, Monster Squad. That's a great movie.
That's an awesome movie.
Last Boy Scout, he wrote the screenplay. Lethal Weapon, Last Action Hero, Long Kiss Goodnight, Lethal Weapon, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Iron Man 3. Was that Christmas? I don't remember. The Nice Guys. Nice Guys is a great movie. I love that movie.
Yeah. So a lot of the last thing he did was the new Predator movie, which was horrible.
The Predator. Actually, that wasn't that bad. I didn't mind it.
I was gonna say it wasn't that bad. If you went, here's the thing: when you go in for a Predator movie, you have to have the expectation that it's not. They're not going to be as great as the first. None of them will. So, and I'm okay with that.
All right, let's talk more about him after the movie. After we talk about the movie next week. So, Carter, great movie pick.
Thank you.
I'm gonna try to find a way to hate it.
You won't. There's no way you can hate it.
I know.
Don't worry.
I thought about going with Lethal Weapon 2. But no, we'll start with the classic Lethal Weapon.
Perfect.
I'll share with you guys next week what talent Riggs and I have in common.
You can pop your shoulder out of place. Duh.
Yes, by sneezing if I want.
That's crazy. All right, let's get out of here.
All right, guys. Yeah, the usher's kicking us out. The usher, mean Usher Ray, is telling us all it's time to go. So we appreciate you guys tuning in for another episode of the Midlife Crisis Matinee, hosted by the Nerf Herders. You can follow us on Facebook or Twitter at Nerf Herder Radio. Go ahead and drop us a like, drop us a thumbs up, tell us how we're doing, leave us feedback. You can find me personally on Twitter at big_dues. Jason, I know they can find you at No Says I. Ray, they can find you at Critic After the Credits.
Who knows?
So if you want to find out where to find us all on Facebook, go listen to one of our previous 15 episodes. We've talked about it ad nauseum. So we appreciate everybody.
Hey, this is our 22nd episode, not 16th. Come on.
Sorry, our 21 previous episodes. Yeah, we appreciate everyone for stopping by. The ushers need to come in and sweep Ray's popcorn up off the floor, so it is time for us to leave. So, it came from the 80s.
Okay, sure it did.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
May the force be with you.
Seize the day.
I'll come back.
Say good night to the bad guy.
You can be my wingman anytime. Bullshit. You can be mine.